I'm the Lorax, and I speak for the heisters. For some very reasonable reasons, the game has no players.
That's the alarm.
September 2023. Payday 3 releases. Whoa. What the f? 2024 Almiolisto is assembling the f***ing Suicide Squad to fix the game and make it good. Wait a minute! Payday 3 is not good? The YouTubers told me it was great.
Let's talk about Payday 3, one of the most engaging and memorable video games.
Telling you now, if you said I'm going to pre-order based on this, I genuinely wouldn't blame you.
Trust me, quality over quantity seems to have been the approach, and let me be the first to tell you, the quality is absolutely astonishing.
Everything I've played is absolutely flippin' phenomenal.
With virtually every system overhauled,
Very good.
This game feels better than Payday 2 in almost every conceivable way.
and given immense mechanical depth.
It's absolutely fantastic. I've been playing this.
So that was a
Flippin'
lie.
Yeah, that ain't bait.
Payday 3 bad. But what if we wanted to make Payday 3 good?
Well, why is the game bad now, guys? Well, what happened? Did it turn bad over time? I don't think so. It's the same game.
It's
You
funny.
liked it. You loved it. You would play it to death, if I recall.
The reason why the players are not playing it to death is because it's not fun. In its game philosophy, in its game design, it has issues that Operation Medic Bag doesn't seem to be addressing. And these issues make Payday 3 not fun, make Payday 3 boring. And the YouTubers are not talking about it. They're doing fuck all to try and explain why the game is not fun. They will tell you it's not fun, but they won't do anything about it.
I don't play the game casually, my friends don't care to play it, I don't really care to stream it, and that can be fixed if you control the narrative.
But to make Payday 3 good, first we have to find out what makes it bad. What's more important in a heisting game than the
I need some.
Oh shit, Waterkeeper, hello.
Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
Well, we're playing Payday 2, so it's better than if we were playing Payday 3, you know? Midbank is the perfect example of Payday 3 taking something that was already done before, removing player agency and replacing it with restrictive objectives and arbitrary timers. As soon as you enter the bank, you need to start looking for a red key card. The red key card allows you to access the rest of the bank, because right now you only have access to the lobby of the bank. And once you found the red key card in some random office, in some random drawer, you can move on to the next part of the heist, which is standing in flipping circles. Like in Big Bang, you get a thermal drill that is stored in 3 bags. The arrival of these bags is on a timer.
You're gonna need some serious power tools to get that vault open.
Timer which only triggers when you are about done with the circles. Hey, remember Big Bang where you actually could, have a player drop the drill using the crane? Yippee!
How's that for a deposit, benevolent?
Name one thing equally cool in Payday 3 you can.
Remember when you could do things yourself? Remember when the players had to find the computer themselves and then they had to hack it and that computer would help them open the vault lobby? Instead of just standing in circles, the players actually had to do something? Couldn't you have chosen a different heist to take from Payday 2 and put into Payday 3? I mean, it is the heist that brought us pre-planning, this sick feature where you could customize your plan, customize your heist, and you take it away and then you give us Big Bang with basically none of the features and none of the fun that it originally came out with. That's my big issue with Golden Shark, is that the objectives are just waiting for something to happen. And that's not exciting. That's not the fun part of robbing a bank. And unfortunately in Golden Shark, that's all you do. You sit and wait. A good Payday game should be a game about executing a devious plan thought of by criminal masterminds. The heisters, while executing this plan, should be facing various obstacles and challenges. This is what this plan should be all about. Whether it is about bypassing security or perhaps creating a new escape route, executing this plan through the different interactions that the developers should have made for the heist should make sense and should allow the players to progress towards the end goal. It should be fun and exciting. It should keep the players active and entertained. But no, instead, Payday 3 is a game about looking for smartphones left in the bathroom and connecting to the public Wi-Fi. Yay. It is not fun. The objectives are not
engaging and memorable.
and therefore they're not fun. Payday the Heist and Payday 2 have proven time and time again that having a timer in a level is perfectly fine. If you make your players wait for a timer, you might as well give them something to do in the meantime, such as defending an area that is fun to defend. And if you manage to make this area where the players are waiting fun to use and fun to play with, then they will have a good time. They will be having fun. If you make it fun, it's going to be fun. And once you've nailed the gameplay part, all you have to do is justify the interactions with something cool. For example, hacking into a FBI server or burning Matt alive until he comes out of the van. If it's cool, then the players will have fun. The circles make you sit in place in a very small area so that you cannot enjoy the movement, can't have the adrenaline of running around and gunning the cops. And the justification is rubbish. We're hacking the Wi-Fi. It's a thing you do when you go to McDonald's, not when you rob a bank. In Payday 2, all those timers and all those interactions, they are justified. They make sense. It is grounded in reality in some way that even if it's purely fictional, even if it's just pixels on the screen, your brain can still grasp what's going on and find satisfaction in what you are doing. And to make a satisfying heist, you need a plan that makes sense. Unfortunately, this does not happen very often in Payday 3. For example, if you look at 99 boxes, you hack the phones on the ass of the guards because apparently they have the QR codes to open the containers that are stored all the way in the storage area. And you do that by sitting on the floor and waiting in a circle.
Cringe.
Okay, now it's actually time to open the bloody thing by standing in circles. Because you have to hack the GPS tracking systems something.
Designed to only open at specific locations, but I can hack the GPS.
Shut up, silly woman!
And it is the same deal again with Under the Surface. If you want to enter those rooms, well, you need to find a QR code. And to secure the pieces of art, well, first you would have to get rid of the iron bars protecting them. So how do you get rid of the iron bars protecting them? Do you maybe use a saw? Or maybe do you hack a You stand in circles. How exciting! This heist is better than Payday 2 in every possible way. Immense mechanical depth. I'm a criminal. I should be able to do things illegally in this fucking game about committing crimes. Please! Oh, Horse, can you find me a QR code, please? I need to enter it in this room legally.
Oh shit. Quick, we need to accept the terms of service.
A good Payday game should be a good action game. Unfortunately, the action in Payday 3 is pretty underwhelming, and unfortunately most of the interactions in Payday 3 are very abstract and very passive. And it really is a shame because some objectives are actually good. For example, turning off the lasers in Under the Surface. I find this funny box, I pull the lever, that's it. Brain satisfied, brain happy. I can move on with my mission without having to dodge lasers. I understand what I'm doing because it makes sense. And I did it myself. It's a good objective. Sitting and doing nothing is not fun. So obviously people are not having fun. Give us something to do. Give us something that makes us active, not passive. Being passive is boring. Being active in an action game should be the standard. Unfortunately, sitting in a circle that restricts your movement is not being active. It's not fun. Fucking go. I missed.
No!
It blows up anyway, fuck it. Speaking of doing things, remember when you could bring a saw or C4 to do things in a heist? You could saw things open, blow things open. Hey, check this shit out. Wow!
You can't do that, that's illegal.
Yes I can, and I will do it again.
No, you can't just blow the door
Yes
up.
I can!
No,
What the
you need to look
fuck?
for cell phones.
And guess what? I'm gonna do it again because there's a goat. Remember where you can open the ATMs at a bank if you brought the proper items to do it? What if we had immense mechanical depths to open these things?
That would be very cool, I think.
Remember when you didn't have to lockpick every single deposit box and instead you could have somebody bring a saw and then saw all of the things open? What happened to those? So when I hear
The heisting environments remain much more interactive than ever before.
I cannot help but wonder how you got to this conclusion. It's almost as if you are praising a game for things that do not happen in the game. That's very strange. How does one do that? Saying things that are not true. What is the verb for this?
Lie.
Originally, the plan of this video was to go through every single heist in Payday 3, but that would have been a lot of words, only to conclude that most of the heists have objectives that could have been defined better by the developers, that could have been made more interesting, less abstract. So how does one define those objectives better? By making a plan, and one plan per heist, and not just one plan for 5 heists. This is incredible. You made one plan and you slapped it into 5 different locations that were outsourced anyway, and you call that 5 heists out of 8. Disgusting. Again, there are some cool objectives out there, but they are so few and far between that people just forget about them. There is so much boring stuff in Payday 3 that having to grasp at the very few moments where there is actually something that is kind of cool is not worth the effort. It's generally not worth the mental gymnastics. As I'm editing this video together, I am struggling to find cool moments from Payday 3, because that's what happens when a game studio making a Payday game does not bother making one plan per heist. But I'm never running out of lame bullshit that is in the game. I mean, seriously, the vault on Rock the Cradle? You call this a vault? I've seen more money in a mattress. Man. Anyway, now we should be done with the heists that have abstract bullshit making 99% of their plan. We can move on to heists that actually have a more tangible plan to them.
Take a deep breath, but don't let... Violet's coming in on the... south side of the bridge.
There's a tiny little heist out there called Road Rage, and it's actually a pretty tangible heist. I mean, you escort an armored transport, you secure the loot, and you escape. No circles, no Wi-Fi bullshit. You could say it sounds good. I love armored transport heists. I love that scene in Heat where they stop the armored transport and heist it. But then you actually play the heist, and you realize, oh...
That's it?
Of course, when you escort the truck, you have to make sure there are no obstacles in the way. Obstacles you can completely get rid of in the first 90 seconds of the heist. So once the obstacles are gone, well, the heist is just walking in a straight line following the truck, and...
That's it?
nothing cool happens, nothing memorable happens, there is no immense mechanical depth. They did not even bother making a driver for the truck. They got drivers coming out of the trucks. They're shooting you, they're actually trying to kill you.
This is next gen.
Meanwhile in Road Rage, oh don't worry, the truck's a driver's a fucking pussy.
He's trained to stay in the truck and won't bother us.
Road Rage has no originality, no innovation, it's not intricate, it's very bare bones. It's just a shitty rectangle cut into Greenbridge. You remove the prisoner, you remove the entire part where you have to get the prisoner, get him up into the tower, and have the pilot grab him with the Fulton recovery device.
Target secured.
You ruin the escape at the end where you have to run through the cars and the cops.
Hey, no way.
I would have never guessed.
Oh fuck. Oh no, Mr. Bulldozer, please.
Meanwhile...
That is what makes Payday a high-octane co-op FPS experience without equal. High-octane.
By the way, nothing random ever happens to the truck in Road Rage?
Road Rage plays the same. The car goes either left or right, but it doesn't change where you need to take cover. It's always the same. The endpoint is always the ramp in the open.
Do you remember Undercover?
Careful now.
He's on the balcony. Let's go. Perfect. I knew you could be trusted.
It's locked. Bulletproof.
I'm sure the airbag will save him.
Do you remember Undercover, when you have to grab the limousine?
Not even Undercover, Slaughterhouse. That level was one of my favorite.
Really? If you take a look at Slaughterhouse, okay, yeah, you stop an armored transport, but first you have to go through the escort of the armored transport, which are the Murky Water mercenaries, and then you have to open it up. When you open it up, it's not over, because now you have to get the loot through the slaughterhouse, and you have to set up the trap, and you have to survive the cops, you have to use a crane. It is a far more interesting heist. Slaughterhouse just takes Road Rage and Road Rage doesn't have RNG that keeps it fresh every time you play it. Road Rage doesn't have a cool scenario, a cool set piece. It's just a very basic map. Road Rage basically has no reason to play it more than once. And that's sad. The level design again is really just a sad kill box with random props to use as cover. And that's it. You know, okay, maybe Road Rage is bad, but there's other heists to play in Payday 3, right?
Friends, I found a new job I think you'll be interested in.
Yeah, we do have Cook-Off and Turbid Station from Update 2.
Wow, a new heist.
Hey look, it's Dumb and Dumber. Wait a minute, fun again? I thought the game was absolutely flipping phenomenal and that you would play it to death. What happened? Did bringing Cook-Off and Murky Station from Payday 2 into Payday 3 save Payday 3? Don't answer that. Anyway, I have a question for you. Not you, the YouTubers, you, the normal people, okay? Did you really buy a $90 game to play Cook-Off with worse gameplay than in Payday 2? Guys, the lab is in the basement. I've never seen this before. The only reason people play Cook-Off in Payday 2 is because it pays a lot of money and a lot of XP.
Payday!
What even is the point of bringing back Cook-Off if it doesn't pay well?
Thought your meth cooking days were behind you. We'll make a can't spool off this.
As for Turbid Station, it's just Murky Station from Payday 2 with a zip line and that's it. Turbid Station, which is apparently a physical place according to Shade. There is a place in New York called Turbid Station.
We got a tip on some valuable goods shipping out of Turbid Station.
Who the fuck wrote it's an AI, isn't it? Was this game written by an AI? Turbid Station is not the name of a place, you absolute morons. If you had even looked at Payday 2, you would know why Murky Station is called Murky Station and why Turbid Station subsequently is called Turbid Station. Only an AI could fail to grasp such simple human context. The problem is not that they took all the heists and they put them into the new game. No, the problem is that the majority of Payday 3's heists are not good. They're not quality, they're not entertaining, they're not fun. That's the whole point of this video. And so when you bring back 2 heists from Payday 2, you would think they would do something fun with it. You would think they would take what already exists and make something better or put a twist on it. Like First Wall Bang, for example, when it came to Payday 2, it became stealthable. You could not stealth Payday the Heist's First Wall Bang, but you can stealth Payday 2's First Wall Bang. Improvements were made to the classic heists when they came to Payday 2. And those improvements are just nowhere to be seen in Cook-Off and Murky Station. Not to mention that Cook-Off and Murky Station are incredibly simple heists. And they are brought to a game that is already way too simple, way too bare bones. And you pay $90 for it, Lamel. Man, this is so negative. If only there was a good heist in Payday 3, something that could give me something to say that is positive.
Syntax Error is a fairly sizable expansion and is already competing to be the best stealth and loud heist in the game.
Syntax Error has to be the saddest DLC heist in Payday history. As soon as you enter the heist, you're already overwhelmed by
The basement
nothing. And there's just one guard guarding the super secret entrance, and if you trigger search mode, the guard will walk away, allowing you to just enter the door. Once you have breached the incredibly complex Gensec security, you must look for a red keycard. The red keycard is in a piece of furniture that you have to look for, which means the first time we played this heist, we simply could not find it for 40 minutes. Shade does not help you with anything, by the way.
We can find a
I
way.
found it. Hey, come here. I found it.
Okay. It's on the oh, here it is.
Did you catch that? His first instinct was to look for something on the table, because that's where we put things, Starbreeze. Human beings put things on tables, not in obscure IKEA shelves that I've never seen before.
I've never seen a contraption like this in my entire life. What the fuck is it?
At knee level, where you have to crouch to grab your object. Like, usually it's on the wall.
There is a perfectly good table right here.
You may think this is just a nitpick, but it's a mission-critical object. If you do not find it, you cannot progress the heist. And mission-critical objects in level design should not be put in a minuscule little space in the corner of a piece of furniture. This never happens in Payday the Heist, this never happens in Payday 2, this never happens in Red World War 2. But it happens in Payday 3. Congratulations, $17.
Syntax Error is a fairly sizable expansion that brings new mechanics.
Ah yes, new game mechanics such as the drones from Murky Station and a rectangle that turns useless bags into valuable loot bags like in Dirty Eyes. New game mechanics, huh? Okay, so you found your keycard, you broke some valves, you turned your shitty servers into good servers. Now it's time to escape. So the plan really was, yeah, let's blow a giant hole through the ground and we come out 50 meters from the entrance. It's just 50 meters from the entrance. For all I know, we could have just walked out the way we walked in, only to go and defend empty grass. This is truly pathetic. And look, there's a stage over there. That is a stage. That looks fun. Can I go over there and play with this? Defend this area until the helicopter shows up? No, instead I have to defend grass from cops that only come from one direction. This is truly pathetic. Syntax Error is truly a bad heist. It has nothing original. It has severe level design issues. I cannot name a single Payday DLC heist that was this lame. All the coolness you could have had from stealing from a data center in the middle of New York, completely wasted. Nothing cool happens in this heist. What a shame.
I don't say they're lazy, I say they're incompetent. That's different. If you're generally working as hard as you can, day and night, for months, and all you come up with is syntax error, then yeah, you suck at this. That's just the facts.
Man, you'll be happy to know that I kept the best for last.
This is a small branch bank, usually low traffic. But there's been a mix-up in the money.
No Rest for the Wicked may just be the best heist in Payday 3. It's not very flattering because it's like saying it's the fittest kid at fat camp, but you know, you gotta take your W's out there. It's a sizable building with verticality and multiple ways to get in, meaning it's already better than any of the Payday 3 heists. The plan to get into the vault makes sense. You use thermite to make a hole through the ground into the vault. However, you have to do it responsibly. Shade doesn't really help you with this because why would she?
Turn them off! We need goddamn hot!
Adding the thermite at the right moment accelerates the melting process, meaning you will spend less time outside the vault. Adding too much thermite too quickly will waste a bag, but will also slow you down because it will trigger the fire sprinklers and cool down the thermite, meaning it will waste your time. You must prevent the cops from pulling the fire alarm, which means that you have to go around and actually defend the perimeter. Bile will circle around in the helicopter and drop you more bags of thermite. And if you use these game mechanics correctly, you will be rewarded by spending less time outside the vault. If you do the job well, then the game rewards you. Your ability to play the game defines how well the plan will go. This is interesting, this is cool, this is mechanical depth. I like this. It really is a shame that it only happens once in the entire game. Twice if you count the die packs. Having an objective that keeps you active, keeps you engaged, and rewards you for paying attention will always be better than sitting in a baby cage. Unfortunately, you're playing Payday 3. Anyway, die packs! Hey, I like the idea that they would put die packs in the money bundles so that bank robbers who come to rob the bank and steal the money would have stained bills instead of clean bills. This is cool. This is nice on paper. Unfortunately, the execution, well, let's just say it could have been, you know, done better. Especially for solo players, because guess what? A solo player cannot disarm the die packs alone. And the reason why I'm a solo player is because nobody wants to play this garbage game, which is the whole point of this video. Yeah, that's right. Starbreeze did not even bother to add a check to see how many players are in the lobby when the objective triggers, so that the timer for the die packs would ever so slightly increase to let one player disarm them all, because the bots do not disarm die packs, obviously. At least the idea is valid, but once again, the execution is not great. No matter how important cooperation is to a co-op game, you should never punish your solo players. Especially when you make a game so bad that nobody wants to play it. Okay, you got your money bags, it's time to escape. Where is everyone? You guys could not even put a bunch of scripted spawns for the cops to, like, try and ambush you? We are in the middle of New York and you're telling me the police is not even capable of trying to stop me from crossing the streets? Come on, put some thought into it, put some effort into it. Why can't the cops try and ambush me? Why aren't the cops controlling the streets? They keep telling me they are in charge of the situation and that I should drop my weapons, but in reality, the developers forgot to put the cops on the street. This is a recurring issue in Payday 3. You can go sometimes outside of a building and you'll just meet nobody. The police will just not be there. Fighting your way out of a heist is cool. Walking your way out of a heist and nobody's trying to stop you is fucking lame. It's lame. It's... Oh! Oh, this game didn't have to be bad, but even the best heist in Payday 3 is bad. But Payday 3's heists are lame and forgettable. They fail to achieve what was done in the last decade by Payday Heist, Payday 2, and sometimes even Red World War 2 on the inferior diesel engine. None of the heists are original, engaging, or memorable, or spectacular. Nothing cool ever happens. The plans were really not thought through. They're really just under-detailed. They lack imagination, they lack creativity. You cannot tell me that putting circles in half of the heists instead of putting actual objectives was a creative decision. They're placeholders. I refuse to believe that these are the final product. You either lack the creativity or lack the time, but these cannot be the final versions of these heists. But if on top of these issues you add the fact that the game keeps getting these random changes that nobody asked for and that are not making the game any better, the fact that the skill system does not offer any kind of creativity whatsoever, the fact that the AI just falls asleep in the middle of a heist, and when it doesn't fall asleep it's very slow and unresponsive anyway. The fact that the gameplay loop is not even complete. The game launched in September. We are in May. They still don't know what to do with the gameplay loop. This game's bad. I'm dressed up as a negative review.
What the fuck?
And it will stay bad unless something changes drastically at Starbreeze. This game needs change. It needs passion, it needs care, it needs time, but it also needs change. The only direction it's going into is into the wall. And right now as it stands, the game is bad. It's okay to like bad things, it's okay to enjoy bad video games, you don't need me to tell you that. What's not okay, however, is to take Payday 3 and say that it's great, that it's awesome, that it's absolutely flipping phenomenal, that quality has been put before quantity, that it's a rough diamond, that it's almost perfect, and that they should pre-order it, to thousands and thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people. That is not okay. Starbreeze needs to be aware that Payday 3 is bad and that there are people who would like Payday 3 to be good. And that's not the shills. The shills need to be removed from the equation. We can no longer count on them. We should have never counted on them. So get out there, make your own video, make your own memes, make your own song if that's what you do. Make your own piece of feedback. And if you do better than this, then good. You know what? Good. If you're looking for somebody who's not a schizophrenic autistic to talk to you about Payday 3, feel free to check out Piola's video about the gameplay of Payday 3. Starbreeze, if you want to fix your game, you know, drop us a DM.
Starbreeze, how much is we are getting paid? I'll take half, okay? I'll take half. Let me fix the game, please.
Hey, it's the game director now. Like, that's, you know, it's a big responsibility.
Probably a big salary too.
If you want, it's up to you. Elizabeth is already on my friends list, so, you know, you're halfway there. Thank you very much for watching, and go play something good instead of something bad. Enjoy your life while you can.
Hello? Yes. Yes, it is done. Part 1 of Operation Slopslayer has gone online. No copyright troubles for now. I understand. It will be done. No, you hang up. No, you hang up. It will be done. Thank you for your validation, Mr. Bo Anderson.